Right now, your eyes are moving across this screen. You think you're seeing everything in front of you. You're not. What you think of as your vision, sharp, continuous, real-time, is mostly a fabrication your brain constructed a fraction of a second ago, patched together from guesses, memories, and outright lies. Your brain is not a camera. It never was. And the strangest part? You can't tell the difference. This isn't a thought experiment. It isn't a philosophical debate about the nature of reality. It is a neurological fact, documented across decades of research, and it changes everything you think you know about your own mind. Let's start with something simple, something you do every day. You blink about 15 to 20 times a minute. That means every hour, you are involuntarily blind for roughly 40 minutes of total elapsed time. Gone. Dark. Cut. Think about that. 40 minutes of blackness every hour that your brain quietly erases and fills in seamlessly so you never notice the gap. Scientists call it saccadic suppression. During every blink, every tiny jerk of your eyes, your visual cortex briefly switches off. And then, before you've even processed the interruption, your brain patches the gap using the image from just before and just after the break. You experience continuity. You experience a stable, uninterrupted world. But what you're experiencing isn't real perception. It's an edit. Your brain does this automatically. It has always done this. And it will keep doing it for every hour you're awake, for the rest of your life, without ever asking permission. Neuroscientist Anil Seth at the University of Sussex calls this the controlled hallucination. Perception, he argues, is not your brain faithfully receiving the world. It is your brain predicting the world, constantly generating a best guess about what's out there, and then checking occasionally whether reality agrees. Most of the time, your brain doesn't even fully check. The prediction is faster. The prediction is cheaper. The prediction wins. What you see, hear, and feel at any given moment is less a live broadcast and more a generated model. Your senses are the error correction system, not the main event. They are there to flag when the prediction goes wrong. Which means the world you're experiencing right now, this screen, this room, the sound behind you, is a fraction of a second old. Already reconstructed, already a story. And the errors are everywhere. In 1999, psychologists Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris ran a now-famous experiment at Harvard University. They showed participants a short video clip of two groups of people passing basketballs. Participants were asked to count the number of passes made by one of the groups. A focused, simple task. Halfway through the video, a person in a full gorilla costume walked directly through the scene. The gorilla stopped, thumped its chest, looked around, walked off. Half of the participants never saw it. Not because they were careless, because they were careful. Their brain had been given a task, count the passes. And so it allocated attention accordingly. Everything else, including a large, thumping, costumed animal, was tagged as irrelevant and filtered out before it ever reached conscious awareness. This is inattentional blindness. Your brain doesn't give you everything. It gives you what it has decided you need based on what you're currently doing. And that decision is made silently, invisibly, before you're even aware there was anything to decide. You have no vote in what gets filtered out. The editing happens upstream. Now here's where it gets stranger. Because it isn't just vision. The lying runs all the way down. Your brain fabricates your sense of time. You know the way a boring hour stretches and a good hour vanishes? That is not a metaphor. That is your brain literally warping your subjective experience of duration depending on how much attention you're paying to the passage of time itself. Neuroscientist David Eagleman at Stanford University has spent years studying the mechanisms behind this distortion. In one of his experiments, participants were dropped from a 150-foot platform in a controlled freefall, catching a net below. Many of them reported that time had slowed down dramatically during the fall, that they had what felt like extra seconds to process what was happening. Eagleman tested whether that was actually true. Using special wrist-mounted devices that flashed numbers too fast to read under normal circumstances, he asked whether people could read them during their fall in that stretched-out subjective time. They couldn't. Time had not actually slowed down. Their brains had not acquired superpowers.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।